Welcome to the 1 Minute Apologist. 1 Minute Apologist. If you had 1 minute to be able to unpack for the audience, we interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions. In the book of Leviticus, in the Old Testament, we know that it talks about this idea that we are to avoid eating shellfish, but it also says to avoid homosexuality. So now we know that today, some adherents to homosexual movement say, look, this is outlawed just like eating shellfish. How would you respond to that?
It's very simple. God gave certain laws to Israel to keep them separate from the nations, like dietary laws and ritual purity laws and things like that. And he even said about dietary laws, this is an abomination for you. There are other things that are universal moral practices. For example, murder is universally forbidden to all people. And in Leviticus, the 18th chapter, God gives universal sexual prohibitions, speaks against incest, homosexual practice, bestiality, and things like that, and says that he judged pagan nations for these things. He judged the Egyptians and the Canaanites for these practices. Therefore, the Israelites should not engage in them. So there are certain things that are universal moral prohibitions, which include man having sex with another man, and there are things that were specific laws given to Israel to keep them separate from the nations, like don't eat shellfish, don't eat pork, don't sow your field with two different types of seeds. Very simple. Right. Specific laws of separation, universal moral prohibitions. As given in Scripture, homosexuality falls under a universal moral prohibition.